Hello and welcome to a brand new Godot engine tutorial. I hope you guys are having a wonderful and a fantastic day today. In this video we are going to be going over smooth player movement. So if you are struggling with player movement right now, this tutorial is going to be perfect for you. Or if you just want some very smooth, amazing player movement, this video is for you. So first we are going to just start a brand new project. I'm just going to name it player motion just for now, but we're gonna go create folder, create and edit, and that should load it up. There we go. So now that we are in the Godot engine and we have everything set up so far, basically what you want to do is you want to go up here, click on a 2D scene. That's what we want, is a 2D scene. We're gonna have to add some stuff under the 2D scene, for example the player and what the player is going to be on. And I think I forgot to mention, this is going to be for a platformer. So if you are making a platformer, this is perfect for you. First we'll start with the player, and then we will add the floor that the player actually goes and walks on. So what we're going to want to do is under node 2D. So under the node 2D, we're going to want to go and add a kinematic body 2D. And under the kinematic body, we're going to want to add a sprite. Just like that. And under the kinematic body again, we are going to want to go and add a collision shape 2D, just like that. Everything should be good there. Now to make the player, you are going to go to the sprite. You're going to bring in your player texture over here to the texture in the sprite. So it should pop up right there in the center. So after it does that, you're going to want to go to collision shape, whatever shape you want that's going to be perfect for your character. I normally like to go with a rectangle shape 2D, and you can move this however you choose to have it fit perfectly with your player. I'm not going to go very good on it. This is just basically like a rough basics just to get it set up so you can actually get to the coding. Go to kinematic body. We're going to click this little button. This is going to make all the children unselectable, so you will be able to move the kinematic body and everything moves together, which is very useful for a player. Now under the node 2D, we're going to go and add the floor. So we want a static body 2D. Under the static body 2D, we're going to want a sprite, and we are going to want a collision shape 2D, just like that. Now for the sprite, we're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to add your ground sprite, or you can make a tile set or anything like that, as long as it has collisions. I'm just going to set this up very fast so we can have a floor that has collisions. So we'll just do something like this, and then for the collision shape, the exact same thing basically as the sprite that we did. Okay, there we go. That's gonna work, because whenever we do go and we're gonna have to save this as our world. So click Control S to save. We'll just name this world. And if we do go up here and click play, we select the world, we should have a floor and we should have our player. Now we're not gonna be able to move anything yet, but we will in just a second as soon as we add in the code. So go to the kinematic body. We're gonna add a script to it. This looks good. GD script, kinematic body, and the path. This is all looks perfectly fine. Go and create. Delete all this. There we go. So extend the kinematic body, which is what we are going to want. Now we're going to add some variables and some constant variables, just so it is better, just so we can actually go and have gravity and speed and stuff like that. So first add a constant variable, and we are going to name this speed. We're going to equal this to whatever you want. I'm going to go with like maybe like 400 for this. We're going to add another constant, and then we're going to name this jump. We're going to make jump equal something like negative 350. We can do that. Another constant, we're going to want gravity, and for gravity we'll make that 20. Another constant, which is going to be for up, and this is actually going to equal a vector 2, and then we're going to want to make this 0 -1. That's basically coordinates, because -1 is up. If that was +1, that means we'd be going down. Now we're going to want to make a normal variable, which is going to be called motion, and we're going to have motion equal to vector2, just like that. We're going to want to make a function. This is going to be basically all the input and everything that is for the player movement. We're going to want to do a function with physics process delta. This is going to allow the player to actually be able to move. First, we'll add gravity. So we want motion.y. So on the y coordinates, and we want that to be equal to gravity, just like that. So it'd be equal to 20. So we always move down. Hold up. You want to go over here. You want to add a plus sign in front of that. So it always has gravity, and it is going to. So now, basically, if we were to go and start here, wait. If we were to go down here, one more, make motion equal move and slide, and then we're going to want to put motion and up in here, just like this. If we were to go and play, you will see that we will have gravity on the kinematic body. There we go. See, look, now we fall. We have no input yet, but if you do play, we do now fall, because that is our gravity. Now we're going to want to go and get input. So if input dot is underscore action pressed, just like that, and then whatever button. So if you want to go right, we'll just start with right. We're going to put UI right. That is the button that we want. Colon, make sure you have the colon. Now we're going to want to go motion dot x is going to be equal to speed. So speed is 400. So if you do want to just put 400 here, you can. I'm just going to go with speed so we don't have to change that number in multiple places when we're trying to fix the exact speed and how we want it to be exactly. And then we will do the exact same thing for going left. We just want a couple of changes in there. Just unindent that. There we go. Right here, we're going to want this to be negative speed. So we'll go the opposite way, which means we'll go left on the coordinate or on the x-axis. We're going to want to make this for UI left, which means the left arrow key. Or you can change that however you want up in the project settings, which I will show you how to do. And we also want to make this an else if. So else if input. That looks good. And here we want to go else. So if we're not clicking any buttons, what are we going to want to do? We are going to want to have motion.x equals 0, just so we don't move at all. So now if we were to go and play right now, you see we would have movement. We do have movement, but now we got to add in the jumping, because jumping is a very important part inside of platformers. So for the jump, you're going to want to go down here, make another if statement, and we're going to check, because if we were to play, we want to, whoops, we gotta fix that. There we go. Okay, if we were to play, we want to jump, but we don't want to be able to double jump. We want to be able to jump only when we're touching the ground. So that means we'd have to do if, and then we're gonna go with is underscore on floor. So is on floor, just like that, and then boom. So we're checking if it is actually on the floor. So if it is on the floor, then it's going to allow us to actually go and jump. Now we're going to check for input. So if input dot is action, we want just pressed. So you can't like just hold it and you just keep on going. We want it to be just a just pressed function, just like that. So if input dot is action just pressed, we're going to want to make this whatever key you want it to be. I'm just going to go with UI up, just like that. And then what are we going to want to do? We're going to want to go motion.y equals jump, just like that. Or you could put 350 there if you want. It would make it the exact same. I'm going to just move this up a little bit just so it looks cleaner. There we go. Now if we were to play, you'd have jumping, you'd have running. And the good thing about this is you can go over here and change it however you would like. So maybe 600, and we were trying to jump. See, we'd have a nice cleaner jump. You can change gravity up. So if we, for example, if we were to have gravity at like 10, we'd be able to jump a lot higher and fall a lot slower. So you can basically go over here, change anything that you want to make it exactly perfect what your game is. So what I normally like to do is do this, separate the constants that you can actually go and change that actually help it. So like this, so you can go over here, change these three however you want to have a better speed, faster speed. Like for example, if we were to go to like, I don't know, speed 1,000 and play, we'll go very, very fast. And well, you normally don't want that for a platformer. You normally want it to go fast, but not that fast. So we'll just stick with like 500 maybe. 500 and a 600 jump. That looks pretty good to me, but you can change it however you want. And yeah, I think this looks very, very good for a nice, easy beginner movement in a game.